Hello and welcome back, Mavericks and Pokemaniacs alike. We're going to be detailing and discussing some Pokemon news today. Before I get into that, I would like to briefly mention that I do have a Patreon that I rarely ever promote. If you're interested in this type of work and these types of videos, you can go ahead and support me over there. For $1, you can see videos like this a day early, all the way up to a plushie for $20 a month. It's really up to you, but don't feel like you have to give. Liking and sharing the videos are always the only thing I really need. Now, with that out of the way, I want to discuss in detail how Brock and Misty are going to be in the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime. Now, I do have to specify that it is the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime and not the movie, because we all know that the new movie is coming out, and while Brock and Misty aren't going to play the pivotal role of being Ash's companions in that movie, they are seen and slotted to appear in that movie as well. So we're talking about the Ash Pokemon Sun and Moon anime, the main series anime. This isn't a spin-off, this isn't a side entry, this is main series. What's going to be happening is that September 14th and September 21st, there are going to be 2 episodes where Ash and Pikachu are going to have to return to Kanto briefly for a school project. And while he's visiting his old Pokemon and meeting up with Misty and Brock, he's going to battle them once more. Brock is going to have a Mega Steelix and Misty is going to have a Mega Gyarados. Now this opens up a world of questions and theories and ideas that I could make. So let's go ahead and look at the cover, and first things first. The biggest thing that you're going to notice is that Brock and Misty are in the stylization of the Sun and Moon art for the anime itself, which I'm not even going to try and go out on a limb here and tell you guys, oh yeah, Brock and Misty might be traveling with Ash again. You know, I'm not going to give you guys any type of false hope here, because I truly and ultimately do not think that is going to happen. However, they went through the trouble to animate Brock and Misty as characters. They are more than likely going to reuse these styles, this animation that they've already done. Again, I don't work on the team or the staff or anything, but if they went through the trouble of doing this once, they could potentially do it again. So we might see Brock and Misty again later on in the series. Maybe when Ash goes to the Poke League or something. I don't know if they're going to do that. Maybe they'll do the battle tree. I don't know how they're going to do this Sun and Moon anime series. It's not the game. Try to keep that in mind. The anime does not parody the game. It is not a parallel. It is not the same whatsoever. The games often run off and do their own thing while the anime runs off, does its own thing. So the next thing that you're going to notice on the cover is, of course, they have Brock's Mega Steelix down below and Misty's Gyarados. And we can get a glimpse of how the battle's going to go. Pikachu's using Iron Tail on Mega Gyarados. What a terrible joke. Really, a steel move on water types. Now, it's been a hot minute since I've battled more recently, so I play the game here and there, but I'm not really an avid steel type user. But last time I checked, steel type moves are not very effective against water types, and last time I checked again, Gyarados itself, before its Mega Evolution, is a water flying type, and Pikachu has a 4 times advantage over that. Pikachu knows Thunderbolt, Thunderbolt Tackle. Iron Tail? Really? Even if it's Mega Gyarados is still water dark type, it's still 2 times effectiveness using a Thunder Shock. Really? Ash? Really? You know, these are the times where people look at the Pokemon anime and say, you know, things are never going to change. Things are never going to really get different. Ash is never going to improve. They're just going to keep recycling. And I really can't debate that point right there, because that right there is ridiculous. I'm sorry I spent a little bit of time on that, but it really does bother me. Anyways, you get a glimpse of what Professor Oak's Pokemon Lab is going to look like in this art style. And there's also Executor and Alola Executor. So I guess that's a thing for whatever reason. Ash is going to be going back to see his Pokemon, which means we're going to get to see all of his Pokemon in the Alola art style of this anime season. So that's going to be really cool to see the differences between the art styles of the writers. I think that's really, really cool, and I'm really, really excited to see that episode. Now, the theory is that potentially Brock and Misty will show up later on, and that's a good question on whether or not they will, and how exactly they got their Steelix and Gyarados. I can't really tell you. It makes sense that Brock has a Mega Steelix because he had an Onix in the previous anime, and he had a Crobat as well. So, you know, his Pokemon did evolve eventually. A lot of them did. But Misty never had a Magikarp, so the whole Mega Gyarados thing, I really think they threw that in because the Pokemon that Misty had didn't really Mega Evolve. Not sure why they were pushing Mega Evolution here, but if that's the reason why they gave her a Mega Gyarados, Gyarados, it makes a lot more sense, because why would she have a Mega Blastoise, or like she had a Starmie, a Staryu, a Goldeen, you know, Pokemon like that, a Horsey. All those Pokemon don't get Mega Evolutions. Kingdra is a good Pokemon, but it doesn't Mega Evolve. So even in later entries with, you know, her other Pokemon that she ended up capturing, a lot of them didn't Mega Evolve. So it would make sense that they would give her a Gyarados like that, so that it could just conform and fit the narrative that they're trying to build here of very cool and awesome Pokemon battles. Will they be traveling with Ash in the future? Again, I'm not going to give you false hope, but I do feel that they are going to be making more cameos. Now, a lot of people don't like Gen 1ers for this reason. They dislike the fact that these Gen 1ers keep getting these things, they keep getting this fan service, and a lot of the other gens don't. And I agree to a point, okay? I do. I really do, man. But you've got to understand that Gen 1 is never going to go away. Where Gen 2, 3, and 4 can be put to the side, Gen 1 is where it started, and that's where the creator's heart lies. He loves Gen 1. That's his baby, man. He absolutely loves it. And to try and tell him, hey, we don't want any more Gen 1 stuff, it's just, you're talking to a brick wall. You're not gonna get through to him in that fashion. Gen 1 is here to stay, whether you like it or not. It's really on you whether or not you want to accept that, and I'm sorry, man. But I think this is really cool. I think this is really awesome. I like that they do add in things like this, and I'm curious how this is going to play out in the long run of the anime. Do you think that Ash will eventually settle down and go back to Kanto? Do you think they will eventually reboot the Kanto Indigo League series, where Ash will go back and travel with Misty and Brock once more? And why would they do that? What would even be the storyline to motivate that to happen once again, since he's already had all the badges? It's really a good question and concern, and while it does raise some theories, most theories end up at a dead end. For example, how did Misty get the Mega Gyarados? Well, we can theorize all day, but at the end of the day, they could have just said, hey, she caught a Magikarp and raised it, and that was it. What's more curious is how they got the Mega Stones and their own Mega Stone type bracelets or whatever they're wearing to activate those Mega Evolutions. That's the real mystery. So I think it's really nice that they're doing a callback to the X and Y series here with the Mega Evolutions. These two episodes that are going to be airing are not exactly they're not exactly the end of the series here. So if we compare it to X and Y had over 140 episodes, and if you compare the Sun and Moon anime, they're only on number 40. So if we go by the previous trends, there's probably going to be quite a few more episodes to be made. Probably will see Brock and Misty at least one more time. Whether or not it's going to be playing a major part or a minor part really is to be determined by the writers, because they probably already have everything mapped out and everything written. Even our own reaction probably wouldn't change anything. What do you guys think about this story? Let me know your thoughts and comments in the section below. I know this isn't a what you missed kind of news segment. This is more like a Pokemon theory and more like Pokemon content itself, but I guess it could be what you missed as well. So if you guys really enjoy me doing these overviews of things that you might have missed with the Pokemon content, let me know in the comments as well. Leave me a like and share this. If you haven't seen my previous video of YouTube going into a downward spiral, please, I encourage you to check it out. I appreciate your subscription, and I appreciate you taking the time out to watch this video. I've been your host, Protomario, and I'm signing out. As always, good gaming, God bless, and once again, thanks for watching.